Hello everyone. So in today's video, we are going to be doing an unboxing as well as a thorough sound test using this USB microphone made by the company Zingyou. Now the particular model that I have here with me today is their latest model, so the Zingyou ZY UA1. And you probably might remember that I did do a similar review to this one for another product by Zingyou. It was for the ZY007, which is this mic right here. Now, the main difference between this microphone and the UA1 here is that the Zingyou ZY007 has an XLR input here. So one of the sort of comments that people had with this microphone is that there was a lot of background noise. So if you didn't really connect the microphone properly to your PC, then there would be more of that background noise. So one of the quick solutions to this was to invest in a phantom power device or in an audio interface. So one of the great things about using a USB microphone is that there is no need to invest in additional equipment. You simply take your microphone, you plug it into your Mac or your PC, and then you're ready to go. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing of this USB microphone made by the company Zingyou. All right, so one of the first things that you see when the box is opened up is the user manual, as is to be expected. So within the user manual, you're going to find information on the specifications for the microphone itself. It's going to give you some instructions as to how to set up the microphone on your Mac or your PC, should you have any issues doing so. And in addition to that, there is also a thank you card placed in here from Zingyou. They simply thank you for, I guess, investing or purchasing their product. If we go a little bit further into the box, you will see that there is a pop filter, and this is a definite plus and a definite must-have for any microphone that you are using, as it does assist you in reducing any type of plosives or harsh sounds that oftentimes occurs when you're speaking relatively close to the microphone or when you're speaking heavily into the microphone. This is going to prevent some of that like harsh sounds that sometimes occurs. So having this is a definite plus, and I'm happy that Zingyou has still continue to include this into their microphone bundle. In addition to that, you will see that there is a shock mount that is here. Now, the design of this shock mount is very different to the shock mounts that I have used. The design is different because instead of using like these sort of caged variant of shock mount that was actually included with the Zingyou ZY007. Here they simply use a felt padding around the ring of this shock mount, and in theory this is supposed to absorb any of the vibrations that might travel through the scissor arm stand, which I will talk about in just a bit, into the shock mount and then into the microphone. So by having this felt as a separator, it should in theory reduce some of that vibration, but this is something that we will definitely test later on in this video. Also, another thing to note is that it has great construction. It is actually made out of metal, so the quality of the component is definitely good as well. As mentioned before, there is a scissor arm stand that comes included inside this microphone bundle. This is definitely a great accessory to have, as it gives you another option to mount your microphone. Sometimes when you have a mini table stand and you're mounting your microphone using a mini table stand, it kind of takes up some real estate or space on your desk. So by having this scissor arm stand, it's going to free up some of the space, and it also gives you a more unique way of using your microphone. So just to give you an idea of what the dimensions are for the scissor arm stand, I would probably measure this to be approximately 13 or 14 inches going this way, and then another 13 to 14 inches going this way. And just another comment about it, it is made out of metal, so it's pretty solid, and I think it has a pretty good build quality. Now, the way how you would mount this scissor arm stand to your table, you would simply take the C-clamp that it comes with here, and you would undo the C clamp just like so to the desired width. And then once you do that, you can simply place the C clamp onto your table surface, clamp it back down to where it's sufficiently tight. And then once you do that, you would just take one end of your scissor arm stand, and then you would just mount it into the opening of the C clamp here, just like so. So setup is pretty easy, and I'm happy that they have included these accessories within this microphone bundle. And as mentioned before, this is a USB microphone, so it does come with a USB cable. And you would simply take this cable, plug it into your microphone, and then into your Mac or PC, and then you're ready to go. And in terms of length, this USB wire has a length of approximately 5 feet. All right, so I think that this is a good enough length for the average person to work with. And here we have the microphone itself, the Zingyou UA1. Personally, I feel as though it has a very nice look to it. So this actually comes in 2 different colors. So as of now, it comes in this gray that you see here, as well as a black. When you compare it to the Zingyou ZY007, the XLR microphone, you can see that it's slightly wider. It has a wider housing, and it also has some weight to it. But this is probably one of the trade-offs. Using the Zingyou ZY007, you'd have to have, let's say, an audio interface or a phantom power device in order for it to work at its peak performance. Whereas with the UA1, all of the components is already situated within the microphone itself. So you just plug it in and you go. So I guess it's just one of the trade-offs for using a USB microphone. Now, one of the things that I noticed with this microphone, and I think that this is a great design, is that the previous version, or the Zingyou ZY007, came with an external foam filter, which is used to absorb some wind sound. With this USB microphone, however, it doesn't come with that foam filter, but rather it is built into the cage of the microphone itself. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're using this microphone outdoors and it's a windy day, then this is going to assist you in blocking or reducing some of that wind sound. And when you use this foam filter in conjunction with a pop filter, this is going to give you much more control over the quality of audio being produced by the microphone. So overall, I'm liking the look of the microphone. So without further ado, let's get into doing the thorough sound test for this USB microphone made by Zingyou. Alright, so as you can probably tell, I finally have the Zingyou UA1 USB microphone all set up on the scissor arm stand. This process was relatively easy. Even when it came to the connection or the connectivity to my PC, all I did was I took the USB wire, I plugged it in, and the microphone was ready to go. So this is definitely one of the advantages of using a USB microphone over an XLR microphone. Now, there's definitely pros of using an XLR microphone over a USB microphone as well. So this is probably another topic that I'll cover in a different video, but right now the simplicity of having a USB microphone is definitely going to help you out, especially when you don't want to bother with any sort of connectivity issues. So I think right now it's important to note that as you are hearing me, it is not yet through the USB microphone, but rather through the lavalier microphone that I have connected here. What I will be doing is I will be doing a recording in Audacity, and then I will take that audio, insert it into the video so that you can hear firsthand how this microphone performs without any editing. And then immediately after, I will show the processed version or the edited version of this microphone so that you can have an idea of what the potential is for this microphone. So without further ado, let's get into this sound test. All right, so right now I have Audacity opened, and currently I have it so the monitor levels are tracking the sound levels for the Zingyou microphone. And what I like to do is I like to just stay quiet for a few seconds just so that we can observe whether or not this microphone is picking up any type of background noise. So if we just look here and stay quiet, we can see that it is picking up some noise, but it doesn't seem as though it's anything that's too drastic. But let's go ahead, record the audio and insert it into the video so that we can see how the microphone performs without any processing and then with processing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a sound test using the Zingyou ZY UA1 USB microphone. Right now, there is no processing being applied to this audio, and I am currently positioned 2 to 3 inches away from the microphone. So now let's do the process version. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a sound test using the Zingyou ZY UA1 USB microphone. Currently, there is some processing being applied to the audio, and I am positioned approximately 2 to 3 inches away from the microphone. Okay, so this is how the microphone sounds without processing or with processing. If you want to find out how I do edit my videos, I will leave a link down below so that you can find a detailed video as to how I do that. One of the first things I'm noticing about the wavelengths is that the wavelengths are pretty sharp, or they're pretty large, which means that this microphone is pretty loud. So this was one of the complaints for the Zingyou ZY007. So in some cases, for those of you who were plugging it directly into, let's say, your laptop, in some cases you weren't getting enough phantom power, so the microphone wasn't loud enough. In this case, I think because it's using the USB connection, the loudness is definitely going to be sufficient for your needs there. Another thing that I'm noticing is that the microphone is a little bit sensitive. So if I do knock the table or do anything like that, or knock the scissor arm stand, you can probably tell that it does pick up some noise. So this is something to be mindful of. So I wouldn't try to introduce any type of movement to the microphone. So whether or not this shock mount is actually doing something is something to be determined. Another thing that I think would be very good for this microphone is that if they would have integrated a volume control as are placed on some other types of USB microphones, but I think it's better for the microphone to be loud than for it to be too low. But in either case, you can always do the necessary editing so that you can get the microphone to sound in the way how you like. So this pretty much concludes this sound test. And I just want to say thank you for watching this video. And if you found it helpful, please hit the like button. And if you have any types of questions or comments, maybe there's something in the video that I didn't cover that you want me to mention, then please drop them down below, as I do enjoy hearing from you. And perhaps you would like me to do a comparison maybe to this microphone and the ZY007 microphone. So if this is something that you would like, let me know down below. And as per the usual, if you enjoy the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, as it does help us to grow. So without further ado, thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video.